Right, good morning fisher people, I'm Alan Nosh from FishOn TV. It is Saturday the 11th of March and I'm here at the fantastic Lindholme Lakes for my last chance saloon at the Golden Rod Qualifier. Golden Rod Qualifier, 3 zones of 20. You've got to win your zone of 20 to qualify for a final in 2 weeks time. My mate Woody qualified here a couple of weeks ago and I've turned up this morning. It was -5 or 6 last night. I've just looked at, the lake to my left's to my right's frozen over. There's bits of bonsai frozen over, bonsai's in, but I think he'll get the amount of pegs he wants on there. There's enough clear water. He's had the aerators on the look of it. I don't know what, I know Benny's in and I know Loco's in. I've got a feeling they should be clear. But it's been bloody cold. It's been snowing for the last 2 or 3 days. The weather has turned for the worst, so it's going to be a difficult day. I don't think it's going to be a massive bagging day. It'd be nice to drop on an area where fish are, get a few fish caught. What's going to win it? I know Dave won the match 2 weeks ago with £64. I think if you get that today, I think you go through and I think you win March, or you'd be close. But you just never know with fishing. It might not have affected them at all. But I've got a feeling it is going to do. So I've just arrived, it's 8:15. I'm going to go get my ticket, go see Uncle Phil. In fact, he's just walking in. So I'll probably actually just go get my micros first, because I didn't have any Lindholme micros at home, and I normally have, so I must have used them at Boddington's or something. So there we go, folks. Last chance, Golden Rod Qualifier. Let's see if I can get qualified. I'll be honest with you, I'm not right bothered about drawing bonsai, but you just never know. You get where you get, and you can only do your best. So there we go. I know open water on Benny's can be quite good. Loco, it's not been fishing well. £37 won that match last time. So Loco, I think you've got to take the sort of teens, I would have thought. 36 or 7, I would have thought round about 40. You've got to take them sort of areas. Bonsai, it's been dug out. I've not fished it that much. Since it's been dug out, I think twice. Lads have told me it's changed where fish are. I'm not exactly sure where they are there. We'll just see where we get drawn, eh? It'd be nice to get drawn where it's sun shining, because it's going to be a nice day, but it's going to be bloody cold, really cold. It's still -1. So somewhere where the sun's shining. If there is a breeze off me back, that'd be nice. And get a few fishes caught. Come on, the Golden Rod Qualifiers.
Uncle Phil. Oh! It's Mr. Norris. It's down on my sheet as Edward Allen.
That's the one.
Edward Allen Norris.
What are you looking at, Jeff? No, I just like the
Edward. Have you got any more names? I can give you a name if you want.
Dickhead. That's what Dave calls them.
Right. Come on, Edward.
Let's see what we've got here. Jumped in my hand. Bonsai 14.
Bonsai 14. That sounds alright.
Thank you very much. Right, you see where I've drawn? Bonsai again. Bonsai 14. I've absolutely no idea what it's like around there. I don't know whether I'm in peg or not. I've got a feeling I might be, I'm not sure. So that part of the lake's not being touched. It's where the shallies are. I don't know. Might be alright, you never know. We'll get down there. It's going to be a dead simple setup. I'm going to set a couple of methods up and a feeding rod which can be used as a traditional type cage feeder if I want, with maggots or maggot feeder, whatever I want to do with that. I can use it for whatever I want. That one, that's just there as wherever I decide to do with it. So there we go, let's get down there, let's get ready, let's get some fishy scores, yeah! Oh yeah, peg 14. So I'm ready. There's about half an hour to go, just a few bits and bobs to tidy up. Now bonsai, I said I didn't want to draw it, but when I've drawn it, nobody shouted out about it. Apart from when Matt Pilley just had a word with me, he says it's end peg, and it is. And I'm going to show you peg in a minute, and I'm quite happy at it. Even though I've never fished it round here, I'm happy. I've got a good feeling. Yeah. I'm not counting my chickens, folks, not counting my chickens, but you know when you just sort of go, I fancy this round here, so here, let's have a look. So behind me here, look, there's all shallies and everything. So we can fish up to that fence. But beyond that, there's only these can fish that side, that bit there. This bit here. So it never gets match fish, this. So you've got to think, when matches are on, will these fish back over here? Right, so I can fish to this island. I can fish to this margin. I've got all this. I've got Carl down here. He's got corner peg there, so he's got all that to himself. But I can fish to this point of the island. I can fish in between, as long as we don't go too far. I've got this part of the island. I can go around this island, but it's quite snaggy here. There's a lot of branches and roots going in. So I'm going to have to maybe not get too close. And if I do, I've got to put some strong gear on to make sure I can keep them out. And I can cast up to this island. So I've got all this. You've got to fancy that, folks. And I've had a look down here. I've put my landing net pole in there, and it's really shallow there. Oh, hold on a minute, so I can see. It's really shallow there, and then it just drops at about a metre and a bit away. So I'll fish at the bottom of that shelf. I'll put some bait down there. I'm hoping for a few big ones later on. What about that? You've got to, I mean, it's been horrible. I mean, my keep nets there, just to give you an idea, they've been in my van and I had to chuck them out to defrost them. They were solid. That's just to give you an idea how cold it's been. So even though it looks beautiful today, it is really cold. It's been really cold last night, but I fancy this peg. I hope I'm not counting my chickens too soon. I'm not saying I'm going to win. Yes I am. Yes I am. But what I'm saying is, I like this peg. I like it a damn sight more than the last time I drew that peg over there, where it was just horrible. Yeah. So what's my plan? Here's my bait. Look, I've made a bit of ground bait up. I always like a bit of ground bait when I'm method feeder fishing in winter. I can mix it with pellets. I can have it by itself. I have got some maggots. I'm not saying I'm going to use those, but they're live maggots, dead maggots. I like dead maggot on the method. One maggot or a couple of dead reds. These are the babies I'm going to be using. These, they're the slightly bigger ones. They're these. That's a 7mm. Some 5mm and some 4mm. So I've got different sizes there. A little bit of squidgery-do, and my micros, I've got some smelly stuff on. I've coloured a few with the bag and match baits, the sweet spicy dye that they do. Rods, 2 duplicates. I've got a guru method on this one. I quite like them because they're they're like a little bit fatter, where there's the Preston ones are slimmer, and I find that the wafters tend to fall off a little bit quicker. They always fall off eventually, but I've got that one today. It's a 24 gram, just in case there's slopes out there that I want to be able to keep it held against the bank. A slightly lighter one, even though it's going nicer, I think it might move, and I don't want that. You don't move the feeder. So that's set up the same. That's got the Preston stuff on. I'm planning on method. That's going to be like a little hybrid, and that's the Preston tiny little method. And this one is like my bait hook rod stroke. I can use it, I can fish maggot on it, I can fish pellet on it. I've got the banded pellet on there, which is what I'm planning on, but I can always take, it's only an 18 hook on that. I can always take the band off and put a couple of maggots on and fish maggot if I want, depending on how I'm doing. Oh, so rods, that's the old carbon, it's the Preston Carbon Active 10 foot mini carp great rod. That's the newer one, Superior Carbon Active. They've both got the Preston 420 Centris on, and this is the Parabolics 11 foot feeder with an 1/2 ounce tip in and a 520 Preston reel. There you go, that's my gear for today. Right, let me get a cup of coffee. We'll get his nets in 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and all my plan is just to search around. Start at this side and just search around, just keep working around, see if I can pick fish up from different areas, put a bit of bait down in the margin, not a lot, it won't be loads, it'll be just something to sort of get them inquiring. That's it. It's pretty much keep having a look round, trying to pick fish up, work my way to my left. I've got a feeling down there it's got to be where I might get a few more fish than here, but there's no point going straight there. Might as well try and pick them off. That is the plan. Over and out. See you during the match. Testing. It's 11 o'clock start, so about 30 seconds left. We'll start to the right of the island. On the right hand island, should I say. Quick word with Matt Pelly showing me all his secrets. There we go, we're in. Start just a bit short of the island to start with and work towards it and just see how we get on. Right, see you folks during the match. Let's see if we get a few fishies. Right, we're 45 minutes in. I started over there, went close to the island, had the odd tiny little line of it, no takes. I've just gone onto the corner of the island. I've just had an 8 ounce F1. That's the first fish I've seen caught. He's just had one, maybe a little bit bigger. Opposite Carl's not had anything just yet. And as soon as I cast this out, I had a liner straight away, so I'm not going to leave it in. Timer's not on. I'm not going to leave it in too long because it will let it drop back a little bit, like instantly. So I don't know whether the fish is spooked and moved my feed. I don't know. I'll probably give it 3 or 4 minutes and we'll have another look. So first fish, we're off the mark. Just see how it goes. I'll start moving across. I'll probably work my way left. There's a couple of lovely little spots over there that I fancy trying. So we'll just, I know it's going to be hard today, for sure, with the weather how it was. Let's just hope we can pick one or two up, folks, eh? A bit of patience, a bit of searching. Let's hope we can drop on a nice shoal. Right. More updates as we go along. I didn't film that one, bringing that one in, because I knew it was a small one. Only about this big. Little tiddler. Well, 2 or 3 minutes later it did go around, folks. And he's just had a better fish opposite me. I think it's a bit better fish, this one. An F1. There'll be a couple of pound or so. Not opening his mouth. Yes. Nice F1, couple of pound or so there, folks. I've not gone tight up to the island just yet. Apart from when I was over to the right a little bit. See how we get on with this. I thought somebody had fallen in then, folks. Lovely. Just a little bit closer, that wind just blew it across then. Probably gone about half a yard closer. There we go. All set. The Satty's trapped. I'm gonna kill John Arthur. Right. So that bite came after a slight little liner there. So there is fish out there on the corner of the island. Only a tiny little bit of movement. I'm glad that sun's out today, folks. Just taking the edge off that bitterly cold wind. Put my hand in my pocket, it's nice and warm with that sun shining on it. Lovely. Well, I've noticed the bites, the strange bites. It's not flying around, it's like a dilly-lily, like a rattle. And I'm sure there's a lot of small ones out there, because now and again you'll just get a little, as if they're nibbling around the feeder. Or swimming and just catching your line. It's not a lot of movement, it's just ever so slight. Like there, that's just moved about half an inch. Oh, don't get too windy. We don't want to be cold, do we, folks? So, I think a good target weight today from up people have been saying. They're saying 40 or 50 pound will be a good weight on here today. Just don't know, do you? Now, even though there's a lot of F1s in here, there's also some big resident carp in here as well. Your 5 to 10 pounders, there are some of them knocking about, so we need half a dozen of them at least. Come on, fishy. Drag your Uncle Nosh's rod round. It's not going to happen, is it, folks, while you're on? It's not going to happen. Ah, well, it's just stopped. Nice one. Well, we're off the mark anyway, aren't we? We've got a couple of pound or so, 2.5 pound in net. Oh, come on. I think somebody's had a goldfish out there. Somebody say instant win. End peg. I think it's peg 80. That's usually a good area. Oh. Little jab. I think I might have just been done there. Don't like the little jabs. It tells me it's picked it up, shook its head and let go. Could be wrong though, you just don't know, do you? I've just been swimming past my line. Right. Hoping it might go around, but you just have to wait until I get another. Well, folks, I've had 5 F1s, but they've all been small, apart from the decent one that you saw. This feels a little bit better. Oh, you bloody thing. Oh, why did that come off? It wasn't a massive one, but you don't need that, folks, do you? You don't need that. It's tangled me wafter up. Right, we'll get back in. Right, this is my 6th F1. I've just gone to the left now. It's not great, folks. The guy opposite's catching steady away. Oh, this seems a bit bigger than I thought it was, actually. That's a better F1. Yeah, that's not bad. Maybe a couple of 2.5 pound or so. And that's not too bad, so I've just gone to the left. I showed you over there some nice features over there that I've been looking at, fancying. So we'll give that another go down there. He's catching steady away as well opposite me. He's probably got half a dozen or 7, I think, something like that. And I notice his stamper fish are a little bit bigger than mine. Well, quite a bit bigger actually. So I need a few more of that stamp that I've just had. Give that another go. You're not going to be able to see where I'm casting here, but it was just set back a bit with some nice features. Let's have another go there. The stray bites, the little jabs, and then it just goes slack. Lovely, perfect, absolutely perfect, folks. Plopped in beautifully. Let's just hope the fish appreciate how good that cast was. Again, I'm not tied up to the island. about a metre off, maybe just shy of a metre. Yeah, the bites are as weird as anything. It's just like dink and go slack. It's like a quick jab, like a roach bite almost. I want some of them where it just goes straight round and you know it's an 8-pound carp. That's what we're after, folks, that's what we're after. And the bites, there's a pattern. The bites seem to be between sort of 3.5 and 5.5 minutes when I get a bite. If a big liner there. So they're either round my bait or just this way a little bit. But difficult to tell. But at least I know there's some fish out there. Let's hope we get a few more decent ones. Oh, put 2 pound on, put me 2. So, it's not a lot of weight. About 5 pound, maybe just a little bit more. But I need some quality fish to get that weight up. A lot of small stuff out there, so I'm into like this bit over here doesn't get fished that much apart from anybody that's fishing here casting that way. So I'm hoping there's going to be some of the old boys up there, the bigger ones, and hopefully a visit down in the margin later on. That's the plan. There we go, again, a strange bite. So now you're probably thinking, why didn't you just go straight there? I didn't want to go straight over there. I wanted to see if I could pick a few fish off in front of me. I've not gone to that bit there because it's just full of branches. I don't want to risk casting my feeder into overhanging branches. So I've kept away from that little bit. They're the F1s we're after. Definitely. 3-pounder. Yeah. Let's hope we can keep catching those all day. Hooked perfectly. Nice one. I had another F1 and it's gone round again. Strange little bite again. But it's not prolific, folks. They're just these tiny little things. And I've had them a lot smaller than that. That's not a bad one, really. They've been really tiny little. Right, I've gone on an open end feeder, putting a few 4mm in, a few micros, only a small one, and a 4mm pellet that I soaked. And I've had 2 casts on it, and the bites are so much better. Casting towards that third island over there. Let's hope we can keep them coming out like this. A bit better fish as well, slightly better. Not massive, but bigger than those little ones. And bites, difference in bites is just ridiculous. It's as if they don't know the hooks, they just go straight round, beautiful. And that one's only about 12 ounce. But the one before was just a little bit bigger. But I think I've got to give that another go, folks. Only in 3.5 minutes. So I'll give that another go. Defo. It's getting a bit chilly now. There's about 4 or 5 little 4mm. Block end feeder. I've caught not the island, but some overhanging branches, so I'm just going to go get it bang on, otherwise I keep catching roots and stuff. Lovely, that'll do nicely. It's a nice little soft tip. It's only a 1/2 ounce tip, but it's just straight round. It's lovely. Better than those little jabby type bites I've been getting on method. So we're up to 10, 11 pound, and we've got just over 2 hours to go. Now we're finishing at 4. But a lot of matches have been finishing at sort of 3, 3:15, 3:30. So it's 5 to 2 now. I've fed the margin. I'll probably have a look. I fed it about 5 minutes ago. I'm going to give it 45 minutes. I'm going to have a look. And if I don't get anything straight away, there we go. Look at that. That was just straight round. No messing. Lovely positive bite. They're the bites that we want. And I'll have a look. He's catching opposite me as well. Carl's got about 8 pound, 9 pounds. There's not a lot in us. And it looks like there's another little F1 he's got. He thought about it. So yeah, that one even in 2 minutes. Yeah, so we're catching at this rate all the way in. They're not massive fish. Right. There's an hour to go of about 13 F1, something like that. And Carl at the side of me just landed on about 6 pound, I think, maybe a bit more. We did have roughly about the same till he landed that. I've heard Matt Pilley and George Robinson on the roadside, got 20 odd F1s. How big they are, I don't know. But it seems like I could do with a visit down the margin. I don't think anybody's running away with it massively, but I can't really see anybody. Jeff Wiseman gave me a call saying it were fishing hard on Benny's and Loco. So we're not doing brilliant, but there's an hour to go. You just never know what might turn up. We need a visit from somewhere. I'm been all around the island, searched all the way around. Don't matter where I seem to go, just keep getting these little F1s. I could do with some of the resident big carp turning up. That's what we need, folks. Some big carp. Need quite a few as well. Well, not quite a few, but I could do with half a dozen good ones. That'd sort the job out. I've just got that one. Been really struggling for bites for the last hour or so. Hopefully, locked in lovely. I've come quite a bit off the island now. I've been seeing a few bubbles 2 or 3 meters away. So I've been casting in the vicinity of the bubbles, hoping I might get some better fish. But you don't know whether it's skimmers, carp, you just don't know, folks, do you? The traditional feeder and pellet, 2 bites on the trot, and then I never had a sniff, and then I really started struggling after that. No matter what I was using, hybrid, little method, bites just stopped. A lot of planes going over around here as well, folks. Noisy buggers. So I'm not saying we need a medical. I could do with a visit in this last hour. I've had a look down in the margin. I was just getting a couple of little rattles as if there's small fish down there. I've just put 2 feederfuls like that down there with a bit of ground bait and a few micros. I'll have a look at in about 15 minutes down there, see if anything decent's turned up. Right, there we go. Woody's just phoned me. He needs me to qualify so he gets a lift because his car's broke down. Bless him. So there we go, folks. I don't know what we've got, 12, 13 pound. He's probably got nearer 20 now with that. What can we do? We can all but try, folks, all but try. And I really fancied it round here, all this room, but don't know what to say. Right, there we go. Right, folks, I looked into a better fish here. Let's go on to a smaller hook, smaller wafter and ground bait. I just had an F1. This might be an F1, but it's a better one if it is. Use that one, it's a very angry F1. Get away from my nets. It might be a carp, hopefully. Not a big one, but it's a better fish. Get away from there. He's darting all over. Certainly lively. Them crows are annoying, aren't they? That's a better fish. Not the biggest, but looks better than what I've been catching. About 3.5 pound. And another little tiddler. a bit of a scrap up, his lad. A very slim F1. Didn't even pull frog right around that one. There you go, very slim indeed. So that's about, I forgot now, about 15 or 16 F1s. I've had a quick look in the margin for no signs, no lines, no nothing. I only gave it 5 minutes. I've got to keep going back out there. Well, at least I'm getting bites. And I've been out there early and I had nothing. Very strange. Strange day. Right, here we go. Lovely. Lovely little plop. Right then. What have we got? We've got 23 minutes left. What do you do, folks? I've caught some fish. Not been the ones I've wanted. Could have done with quite a few of those carp, I think, today. So, unless I hook into something huge, we shall see you guys at the weigh-in. Lindholme garden, look. Yeah. Hey up then. Look at this big stuff there. Yeah, you say hello to them lovely fishy people. Yeah. Right, we're all weighed in. I did have a few fish at the end. In pretty much the same area where I was chucking to my left. I searched all around the islands. I cannot believe I didn't get a bite to my left in that margin in front of that garden. Oh, I was counting on getting some decent lumps from there, but nothing, not a sign. But I've actually weighed quite a bit more than I thought I got. I weighed 28 pounds 11. I thought I'd won my section. I've just been in to have a look, and all the way around the other side in front of the shop, it's a 10 peg section. There's been a 34 pound. He's 1 hour section. Can't remember who it was, but well done you, peg 48. So I've come second in section. 41 pound as 1 hour lake and qualified for the final. That's Mick Owen, friend of mine, a local down here at Lindholme Lake. So well done, Mick Owen, and good luck in the final, son. So as you saw today with me, I had 3 rods. I got one set up with a little method feeder, one with the hybrid feeder, only the small ones, and then a standard. I used it for baiting me edge up, and I used it also for putting a small open end feeder on to put 4mm pellets and micros in and fished a 4mm pellet on it. And I caught a few fish on that. Not a lot, but I had a few. Set off with the hybrid, tried the method with pellets round it. Didn't work that all, never had a bite on that. But as soon as I put ground bait on in the last, I only put ground bait on in the last sort of half an hour, 40 minutes. and I was getting indications straight away, and I'd not had a bite for absolutely ages. I must have gone an hour and 15, an hour and 20 without a bite. I couldn't work out what had gone wrong. But as soon as I put the ground bait on, and I always try ground bait quite early on when I come to Lindholme, because I know everybody's pellet orientated, but ground bait with a few pellets in can work really well here. But I was convinced I'd catch with micros and a little wafter or a little pellet, something like that, right on, you know, below the hook as an air rig. Have I made a mistake not trying the ground bait early? Who knows? I did get the fish in the last 40 minutes. That's when you tend to catch more fish in the last 40 minutes. So have they just started feeding that last 40 minutes, or have I missed the boat a little bit for an hour? You just don't know, folks, do you? You just don't know. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's a lovely peg to fish off. You're not getting caked in mud. There's nowhere to walk hardly. It was lovely. Lovely and comfortable. Some were there for quite a lot of the day. So comfortable days fishing. I only needed 12 or 13 pounds more would have got me through to final. I did lose 2 good fish at the end. One hit a snag, and when it came in half the hook length it broke, so I think it's gone across some, because I brought a few branches in today. It's hit a snag or something. I felt it grating, and then it snapped halfway down the hook length. And then I've had a hook pull on a good size F1. It looked at least 3 or 4 pound. That still, unless the other one I lost was about 10 pound. You know, they're all ifs and buts, folks. We all lose fish. At the end of the day, the result is I had £28.11, and it's put me second in section, and not too bad a weight actually. Loco's been £43, Benny's has been £34, and Our Lake's been £41. So, you know, I've not done too bad. I've held my own. I feel like I had a chance there, folks. I really did. I fancied £40 plus from that peg. Not sure. I think I've left a bit out there. If I had to be honest with myself, I feel like I've left some fish out there. But never mind. No point beating yourself up. Thoroughly enjoyed the day. Nice to meet Carlo outside of me. Had a good chat with Matt Pilley and George Robinson. Nice to see them guys. Ryan Lidgard, they were all in my section. Smashed them up. Yeah. It's not very often I do that against them guys, because they are mighty fishermen. Right then, folks, what is it next for me? I think I'm going to go for another go at the carp qualifier tomorrow at Hayfield Lakes. I've not had a great result there at all. Even when I've thought I've drawn a good area, I've not quite got it together at all. I always feel like the move that people seem to catch where they've not been catching before. Whenever I drop on pegs, I've been catching on from week to week. But again, that's fishing player into the just fish go wherever they want. So let's get to Hayfield Lakes tomorrow. Let's see if I can get qualified for that final. Don't know where I want to be, which lake. Adams seems to be producing quite a few fishes. We'll just see when we get there tomorrow morning, eh? Right, thanks for watching, folks. It is absolutely free to subscribe to this channel. Can you believe it? Freebie. If you click the notification bell, you'll get all our videos as we upload them, and a thumbs up would be very, very nice. Wouldn't it, monkey? Yay! Monkeys. He looks mangy, doesn't he? Right. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Take care. We shall see you on the bank at Hayfield Lakes tomorrow. So toodaloo, and don't forget, fish on.